We have Inca, we have Boxer, we have a Slayers versus an EG, a Protoss versus a Terran. I am Squiggles. Thank you once again for joining me for a cast. And this one is going to be on Shattered Temple. And EGiNkA, he is currently ranked 34th on the US Grandmasters League, I believe. And the person with no introduction needed, but I'm going to give him one anyway because he is the Emperor himself, SlayerSBoxer, the most successful pro gamer of all time, and one of the big reasons that esports is as big today as it is. So, I bow down to you, Emperor. This is me bowing down. There we go. Okay, good. And it looks like the Emperor is going to be going ahead and putting a supply depot down at his ramp, you know, like you do. And this SCV is so happy that he is spawning for SlayerSBoxer. So he is just humming a little tune to himself as he works. Just the happiest little worker I have ever seen in my entire life. Meanwhile, it looks like Inca is going to go ahead and put that pylon down close to his nexus. No reason to try to do a little wally off. And it looks like SlayerSBoxer letting everyone know where this replay was downloaded from. But actually, I got this from sc2rep.com. But whatever, SlayerSBoxer, I will let you pimp that site as well. So it looks like Inca going to be scouting the entirely wrong way, but that is okay because eventually he will find out where SlayerSBoxer is, and he'll be like, "Oh, I understand. You're all the way over there. Well, that means you're close by air. And how is he going to respond? Well, he does have a gateway down, and he's getting an assimilator as well as chrono boosting out those extra probies because probies are pretty good. At least that's the rumor. And speaking of probies are good, look at this probe. He has his little etch-a-sketch out, and he is making a map of the Terran base as he moves, which is surprisingly difficult if you try to make an etch-a-sketch thing while you're moving. Like go for a jog with an etch-a-sketch and try to make a picture. That's my challenge for you today. It's nigh impossible, but this probe doing his best to see if he can in fact do that. Now it looks like SlayerSBoxer, who has scouted every which wrong way again, is going to be like, "Ah, I knew it in the depths of my soul that he was spawning in close air. But now I will make absolutely sure." And oh, there he is. Phew, that's good. And he's going to get there about right when the Cybernetics Core finishes, noticing that Inca has skipped getting a Zealot altogether and is just going to be chrono boosting out that Stalker. So, and getting his second gas, guys, and gas quite quickly, and that is pretty common for the Protoss players, especially if they're not going to be early expanding like some other people's, like Boxer is. Boxer going to be going ahead and getting that early expo down, as well as looks like it's going to be a 1 racks fast expand, getting those Marauders, getting that slow. Has a couple of Marines out just to deny scouting, and actually getting another supply depot right here. A lot of people like to put a bunker there, but I guess the supply depot works. Yeah. Because this is kind of an aggressive. It's awesome because it can be an aggressive build because you're getting slow. You can actually pressure with like these units if you wanted to. Slow will finish by the time you get to your opponent's base, and then the sentry and the stalker will be like, "Oh no, it's slow," and then just be like all complaining and stuff. But anyway, I digress. Moving back to the action, we see Inca has 1 gateway down, 2 gateways down, and a robo. So it looks like it's going to be 2 gateway robo all the way to an expansion. And I believe that's what we're going to see eventually. Meanwhile, like I said, here comes SlayerSBoxer. Going to put on just a little bit of pressure. Wants to see what's going on. Getting stim started pretty freaking soon as well. Adding on a couple more racks. And his command center is done. Bam. So all he has to do is make that into an orbital, and there he goes. Getting that orbital before he moves it down to the expansion, because you know what? If you do that, then you're able to either land a mule or just lift and land down here, and you'll be stockpiling that energy, so you get a few more precious energies than if you did it the other way around. Meanwhile, it looks like Inca is going to be going ahead and getting out a really fast Immortal, my goodness, as well as some more Stalkers. So he's going Immortal Stalker with it looks like 1 sentry as of now. And it looks like Boxer going to be going with the Bio Heavy. It looks like he's getting another Tech Lab. has a reactor. Now there is an observer out, and he is there. He is sipping his tea, and he's like, yes, okay, I see what's going on here. It looks like SlayerSBoxer going for 4 racks, and he's going to go ahead and expand. I get it. I see what you're doing, you clever SlayerSBoxer, you. And meanwhile, Boxer is going to be scouting with his own, with this SCV, who somehow managed to skirt around everybody and not get seen. So, Boxer not going to be able to see that, in fact, EGiNkA is moving out, and it looks like he's just taking that zone like a watchtower, but he could move forward, and it looks like he is right now, but he is going to see that he is expanding. He's like, oh, expanding, okay. And you know what most good players do when they expand? They poke. They do a little attack, they do a little poke, you just kind of see what's going on, and oh no, one of the reasons that it's always detrimental building these supply depots here, and not always, but it can be, is that they can just get sniped, either by void rays or by little pushes like this. When you have an observer, you get that scout on the upper ground, and you're able to just pick off supply depots. So annoying, and as you can see, it actually supply blocked Boxer. So Boxer going to have to be remaking those supply depots. You can see he has 2 in production, combat shields as well. Stim is done, and Boxer actually being very careful here. And the reason he's being careful is because there is a sentry, and if he tries to charge down this hill, then guess what? The sentry goes bam, force fields right there on the ramp, and then Boxer loses because he loses half of his units for free. Although a couple Marines wanting to demonstrate how that works, they just gave themselves away for free. At least one of them did. So it looks like, oh, there's the scan, killing off that observer, and that is going to put a little stop to this pressure, I believe, because he does not have high ground vision. But oh, look at this, another observer going to be coming over here right now. And what is EGiNkA going to do? Could be putting on a little bit more pressure here, as well as getting a Twilight Council and a couple more gateways. Meanwhile, Boxer getting a Stargate started. So that's pretty good. And gonna snipe the sentry. There we go. And with that sentry gone, it looks like these units from EGiNkA are going to go ahead and go back. The Stalker is going to be like, deuces, we're out. And the Immortal's like, wait for me, guys. I can't run that fast. I just started the Insanity workout, and I haven't been running, so I'm really slow. And they're like, we already completed the workout. And see the difference? You see the difference between when you start the workout and when you end the workout? That's what I'm going for, guys. That's what I'm going for. Alright, looks like EGiNkA getting his 3rd and 4th gases right now, as well as continuing to build the probies. And it looks like Boxer going to be adding on a 5th barracks. He does have a starport as well. No reactor or anything yet. Just going to be getting the medevacs out 1 by 1 as opposed to 2 by 2. Oh my goodness, we see a dark shrine going down, a forge going down, additional gateways. So EGiNkA going a very heavy gateway style. Not really using his robo anymore. Just wanted to get out some observers, and the observers are very, very good. He actually has a lot. Let's go ahead and check the units tab. Noticing that he already has lost 1 observer, and he has 2 right now. Also, it looks like 38 SCVs versus 45 probes. And the army tabs are pretty, it's actually really similar right now, really, really close, as the supplies will tell you, because it is currently, it looks like Boxer doing some good macro, is going to be slipping ahead a little bit. 92 over 86 right now. And this factory, knowing his role, he's like, wait, we're playing against a Protoss? Pfft, okay, you only needed me for the Stargate, so I'm going to go ahead and just GTFO. And they're like, all right, you do that. Well, actually, can you just go scout first? And he was like, I suppose I can scout. But these DTs are going to scout. The factory's scouting. And it looks like this observer is going to scout for the DT, who's going to be trying to kill this scout. So much scouting going. Oh my goodness, it was like it didn't even hit him for a couple of times. But boom, down he goes. And now there's a DT roaming the map free and clear. And another DT at the front of the base. So he is going to force SlayerSBoxer to just use up scans with these DTs. And if he doesn't use up scans, then he can go ahead and just kill a whole bunch of stuff. Good force fields. You can see all these units running around in the background. They're not really doing any damage right now. But if they if they move in at all, then yeah, going to be doing some damage. There's a second stim going on. More good force fields, cutting those units in half, and those are the power of the sentries. My goodness, even the canyon getting in on the action a little bit. And it looks like, my goodness, using high ground and everything, but it looks like Boxer will not be denied. He is going to move in here, and he is determined to do some damage. One cannon going down, but it looks like Boxer is going to lose all of his forces, and now it looks like EGiNkA, with quite a heavy supply lead, going to go ahead and feel pretty good about going out and moving out now. Now we do also have, it looks like, one DT who's going to be moving into the base. I'm assuming the other DT did some damage, but there was a bigger battle going on, so I didn't really pay attention to it. He goes down courtesy of the missile turret. But here's the big danger. There is a much bigger force for the Protoss than there is for the Terran right now. Looks like the Terran's going to go ahead and kill off these destructible rocks. And hopefully he does not get caught out of position. But really, if your army's here, it's not that big of a deal. Just stim and run back. So going to be killing off those rocks. Command center going down, so he's going to be taking a third. Meanwhile, EGiNkA taking a third right now. So both of them expanding at almost the exact same times, and it looks like this observer, rather, with his cup of tea, is going to go observe and see exactly what's going on, and maybe he can tattle a little bit and tell the Protoss forces to move in or not. I don't know. Now, it looks like these sentries do have enough for some force fields, some guardian shields if he wanted. He also has +1 armor done, which is very, very nice. It looks like he has a head-in upgrades, +1 armor, and +1 ground attack on the way. +1 infantry weapons for Terran just now started, and there is the sacrificial SCV. You can see him smoking in his pile of wreckage there. It's such a sad day for SCVs everywhere. But what you gonna do? My goodness, look at that huge SCV transfer as he transfers every single SCV he has, it looks like, over to his natural. And wait, what was it? Oh, I see what he did. There was a little bit of a warp prism action with some DTs, and look at that, forcing the scan, but he just picked up and left, and that is really actually cool. I don't think I've ever seen people do DT harass and then just pick up and totally leave. They usually spread their DTs out and make you use a scan per DT and try to do as much damage as possible, but he's like, I'll be able to do it later. See, he's going back and he's going to do it again. So we will follow this the doom drop, and by the doom drop I mean the ninja drop, of course, because these are little sneaky ninjas. And it looks like, where is he going to go with this? I don't know, but I'm kind of excited to find out. You can see that SlayerSBoxer are going to be going ahead and expanding again, adding on an additional reactor, getting some ghosts now. Getting some ghosts, and these ghosts do have the improved energy from the Mobius reactor, so he is going to be able to get some good EMPs off if he should desire. Now, I must say, this observer here is a really, really, really big deal because he's able to just scout any kind of Terran movement they have when they leave their base. So very, very nice job there. And oh, look at that, there is a supply depot going down, but it doesn't matter because there is DTs that are now out and in the base, killing off that SCV. Down goes the partially built supply depot. And oh no, there's a missile turret, but nothing actually there for the detection to even help. And it looks like, look at this, very, very good again, being very patient, very methodical. Is EGiNkA going to go ahead and snipe off a couple of things and pick up all of his DTs and run away? Not really sacrificing anything, being very, very cautious with his DTs, very, very cost effective because he's not actually losing any of them. He is forcing missile turrets, and he's forcing the Terran army to kind of splinter a little bit. And so now, looks like SlayerSBoxer is taking into account 1, maybe 2 DTs. So he's going to leave 2 Marauders with slow. Between slow and stem, they should be able to take out 1, 2 DTs, but he does not realize there's actually 4 spinning around, so he's got to be a bit careful of that. Great use of the observers again, and look at this now. He has this observer clicked on the army, so it's going to be following around the Terran forces, and he is, I mean, this is why we call it map hacks, folks, because he is just going to be able to see exactly what's going on. DT drop again, and it looks like look at that, the turret going down, forcing the scan, but there is no DTs there at all, and it looks like he could just go ahead and move this warp prism up here and just chill for a second. No reason to even push it, and look at this. This is the 3rd missile turret in the same spot going down. My goodness. Meanwhile, this factory not really doing much, just chilling like a baller in between 2 bases. And it looks like EGiNkA taking a 4th, so it is going to be, my goodness, going to be 4 bases on 3 bases if SlayerSBoxer decides not to do anything. And look at this, more DTs again. Oh my goodness, in the 3rd. And this is going to be so annoying because there's actually 4 of them. And oh, looks like they did manage to kill 1 Marauder, getting a stim off on another one. And yes, he's now SlayerSBoxer just has to constantly work and try to stay alive versus just a few units. And they're right there. Yeah. See, not even losing a Dark Templar. And look at this. Now he's just going to drop them again. This is like such good DT harass. So annoying. Look at all the damage they're doing. Look at all the kills they're getting. My goodness. And oh, a couple of Vikings finally come out, and they're going to spell the end of these DTs, maybe, but there's actually all 4 DTs are out right now. And look at this, Terran army moving up here, stimming, and the Terran army is going to be totally out of position for the attack in the main by EGiNkA. So great use of DTs here to totally force the Terran to be out of position. Look at this, the Terran having to pull back here for the main battle, and there is a ton of Colossus just doing tons and tons of damage. You can see they do have the range on their weapons. And oh, looks like the Vikings are all going to go down, and still 3 Colossus left. And if you look at the third, there is still DTs just tearing everything apart. And now it looks like EGiNkA is in the main base. He is going to be where all of the barracks are, and that is where you don't want to be. Oh my goodness, that's where you don't want the Protoss to be as Terran. And guess what? That's going to be GG. So EGiNkA taking one off of the Emperor. My goodness, great play by him. And it really came down to those DTs, like I was saying throughout the entire course of the game. Just keeping SlayerSBoxer on his back foot, never allowing him to leave his base, fracturing his units, making him lose little bits of SCVs and turrets and supply depots here and there, and then finally dropping and doing a lot of damage with DTs, forcing the entire Terran army to run up here, so that when EGiNkA attacked with his main force in here, he was able to get a great position, like up in here and up in here, before the Terran forces were even able to come back, and he was able to kind of choke the Terran using his own, natural defenses against him. So great job by EGiNkA. Also know that EGiNkA was up an entire base during all that. So good job by EGiNkA. Very well played. He definitely deserves the win. Thank you guys for stopping by and watching another cast. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys tomorrow.